So we wanted to make this video because we haven't gotten to have some face-to-face time with you guys in a really long time. We haven't really made a sit-down video where we talked to you guys and told you what's going on. Like what's going on in our relationship.
What the fuck? Are you telling me that the cute chick on the right can't do any better than date a female version of Ron Jeremy on the left?
What's going on in our life, what's going on with us individually, and with all the recent events, we thought it was a really good time for us to just sit down one-on-one and talk to you guys.
One-on-one? Wow, I feel privileged. White privileged, actually.
You're fucking a white male! So? You're a white man!
Wow!
Video we wanted to make for a while about our experience on YouTube and the toll that it takes on your psyche and can take on your relationship. Plus, with all the recent events going on with other YouTubers and with our relationship, we figured it was time to give you guys an update.
Just because your favorite couple has broken up doesn't mean that their relationship wasn't beautiful.
Favorite couple? Who the fuck said you're my favorite couple? And why would you be my favorite couple? And if I was even going to pick my favorite lesbian couple, I'd pick the one where both chicks were hot, perhaps the two wannabe lesbians from Lost Girl, but certainly not the one featuring a Ron Jeremy lookalike.
I know you all been wondering what's going on in our relationship because we've been making these vlogs talking about how we're not doing well. We work, we live, we sleep, we do everything together.
I have a question. Since you say everything, do lesbian couples get their periods together? In human physiology, there's a process called the menstrual synchrony. Menstrual synchrony, also called the McClintock effect, it is an alleged process whereby women who begin living together in close proximity experience their menstrual cycle onsets, becoming closer together in time than previously.
And then on top of that, we vlog our daily lives, and it's honestly, it's taking a toll. We constantly try to communicate, but sometimes communication is not all we need in a relationship. And I mean, it's just, it can really take a toll on your psyche.
I don't know about that, but sounds more like the cute one on the right is withholding sex from Miss Ron Jeremy. And who can blame her?
Like, I want you all to know that the bottom line is I love Chrissy and I want to be with her, and that's the truth. Like, I love Chrissy with all of my heart, and there's no one else I'd rather be with.
No one else I'd rather be with.
And so this kind of brings us to why we started vlogging in the first place, and there's 3 reasons why we started vlogging. And the first one is because I have memory problems.
That sounds serious. You should see a doctor about that. And while you're there, ask him about your plus-size curvy figure and see what he thinks about that too. Obesity is one of the leading causes of mortality of men and lesbians in US.
And I wanted to document our relationship. And I spent a lot of time going back and looking at our vlogs and, you know, loving these memories that we have captured.
Why don't you just admit that you want attention from the internet folks and some money off YouTube while you're at it? And if you're too lazy to get a real job, it's okay. Just don't bullshit us. I mean, why spend so much time online when your lesbian relationship with the cute sugar tits on the right is suffering?
Number 2 was because we were looking for some kind of representation, and there was no like feminine couple showing what it was like to be in love. There was very little lack of representation for the lesbian community in general, but there was really just no like couples showing their love and saying, hey, this is normal, hey, we fight, hey, we communicate, and we don't communicate, and this is what it's like.
Have you been living under a rock? Nowadays, it's considered weird and creepy to be a straight cis white man dating a woman, while being a queer, transgendered, liquid gender lesbian is all the rage. All the media, TV, newspapers, blogs, heck even YouTube is filled with lesbian love stories, not to mention lesbian couples are everywhere pushing their feminist agenda onto straight women so they can too look and act like angry lesbians.
We wanted to show what it was like to be in a healthy lesbian relationship.
A healthy lesbian relationship? Isn't it an oxymoron? Let me tell you a secret. Do you know the reason why lesbians are always fat, unkept, angry and bitchy while gay men are usually upbeat, friendly, attractive and happy? It's because lesbians have hardly any sex, and one partner is always sexually starved because her lesbian girlfriend is starving her of pussy. The problem is that in most relationships where it involves a woman, women tend to dish out sex on the lower end of scale and less frequently than their partner, be it a man or a woman. With gay men on the other end, sex is frequent and dished out like bras and panties at the next feminist slut walk. Gay men understand that intimacy and pleasure in each other is vital to a happy and long-lasting relationship. You will also notice that lesbian relationships never last. and the so-called lesbians end up going to date men down the track.
If you are a couple and you want your relationship to be on YouTube, be very cautious about daily vlogging. It takes a toll on your relationship.
I want you to know that we are not breaking up, that is not the point of this message.
We've been
This is
getting
not-
asked a lot because of everything else going on. No, you guys, we are very much so together. We've had a rough time, but we're working on our relationship.
I think you two really need to meet Milo, as he has another secret he wants to share. Fuck it, I'll just leave Milo to explain.
Thank you. You're holding it for me.
Hello.
Being a fat, ugly dyke, mostly dyke, I am teaching psychology of gender this summer. And number one, will you be a guest speaker?
So you don't care about your future earnings, got it?
Exactly. Well, I'm a dyke, so I don't really care about how I look or what I eat or anything either. But
You'll be happier with a boyfriend, darling. You would. Yeah, but I know, because look. On a serious point, there aren't really any lesbians.
Gotcha, bitch.
So you seem lovely, but this is something that people don't really understand about sexuality. You know, men have been exclusively sleeping with men for the majority of their lives since 2000 BC. Juvenal and Tacitus are very clear on this. Female sexuality, as we know from all studies that have ever been conducted on this subject, is much more malleable, it's much more flexible. Women who sleep with women tend to have had relationships with men as well. So the old jokes about just needing a good dicking or she's just come out of a bad relationship do tend to be broadly accurate.
Gotcha,
There's
bitch.
a reason why things become cliches, because they're mostly true. I don't entirely believe in lesbians.
Fuck her right in her pussy.
There are, of course, a tiny proportion of, the dungaree-wearing types, with the short haircuts, your gender studies professors, who probably will never see a penis. More out of lack of options than preference, but...
Oh! Gotcha, bitch.
Well, this is this thing about asexuality. I'm asexual. No, nobody wants to fuck you. Good Lord. No, I mean, for most women, lesbianism is a sort of reaction. It's a response. And this research is not done very often because it's so politically incorrect. But broadly speaking, I just don't really believe in lesbians. And certainly the lesbian domestic violence epidemic, which is something you don't hear very much about, but which is a huge problem that affects lesbian households. The lesbian obesity crisis, which last year the federal government had spent $3 million investigating to try to work out why dykes are also fat. It's money that could have gone to, I don't know, pride floats for us or something. You really want to waste money on LGBTQIA PRS ampersand exclamation mark. They just buy me more Gucci. Don't waste money on working out why they can't stop eating. This is why we hate each other. And what was the other one? There's something else. It's the obesity crisis, violence, obesity crisis. Oh, and earnings as well. There's reason to suppose, depending on how you do the numbers, if you do the numbers, like if you do by household, lesbians earn about the same as everybody else, but if you do it by individuals, they earn way less. So if you're a woman and you decide to pick a lesbian lifestyle, you're much more likely to get hit, get incarcerated, get fat, and get poor. And you're probably going to be really unhappy, so don't do it.
Okay guys, thanks for watching. Can't beat Milo. Lesbians love and hate him. I love him. He's our king. Show Milo some love. And don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Because if you're not with us, you're against us. MGTOW forever.